The accuser in a VA sexual harassment complaint says her claim was never taken seriously.
And she blames red tape roadblocks that she believes make it difficult for victims to come forward. 8 on Your Side investigator Walt Buteau joins us live in studio with the story.
Stacey and Josh, the allegations made it difficult enough to go to work. The woman in this case tells us how the investigation was conducted made it even worse. Navy reservist Jennifer Jones takes pride in volunteering for services like this one that honor veterans. But her paid position at Bay Pines National Cemetery evoked other emotions.
All I want is to come to work, service my veterans and their families, and go home. I don't want to go through all of this.
American Legion Honor Guard.
She claims her former supervisor, Doug Maddox, made inappropriate comments to her at work and to widows at Bay Pines funerals. After she filed a sexual harassment complaint against Maddox, Jones wanted an outside agency to investigate to avoid a conflict of interest, but she claims the investigators were from the cemetery office and knew Maddox. Do you feel like it was handled fairly?
No, not at all. Not at all. I felt like it took its time.
She tells us paperwork she received back from investigators was filled with mistakes, and she says there was no one to guide her through the process. Adding to the frustration, when her complaint was scheduled for mediation, the VA canceled at the last minute because the mediator was never notified. Now the case remains inactive.
So the person that has the grievance usually gets the shorter end of the stick. It's harder for us. I felt a part of me like I was being pushed out the door through this process, like, oh, if we, she'll quit eventually.
Jones resigned in July. Maddox, who was transferred to Florida National Cemetery in Bushnell a short time before that, turned down an on-camera interview request and referred us to the VA. The National Cemetery Administration has so far refused to answer if Maddox was moved because of the complaints against him. NCA spokesman Eric Schneibel told me in a statement, while VA cannot comment on personnel actions or investigations, we can confirm Doug Maddox is an assistant director at Florida National Cemetery in Bushnell, having served previously at Bay Pines National Cemetery in St. Petersburg. Jones says she will continue to volunteer at Bay Area funerals, but she hopes changes will be made to how the VA investigates sexual harassment.
And there are people that just don't take it seriously.
Jones's case is inactive. Another complaint was filed against Maddox, but the VA will not comment about that complaint.
So if it's inactive, can it be reopened?
So it could be, but it would require her to basically start all over again. And at this point, she's not sure she wants to go through this all again, dealing with the flaws, at least her perceived flaws. So she would have to start over again. Doesn't want to do it at this point.
Okay, thanks for that. Okay. If you have something you want Walt to investigate, call our 8 on Your Side helpline. It's 1-800-338-0808.